Naked Shamanism. Welcome to With Insights Radio. I'm your host, Iggy Garcia. I will take you on a journey across the universe through shamanism, metaphysical, and holistic. So sit back and relax. And
well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the mind of Iggy. My mind doing its thing, it's just kind of processing, wondering what's going on in the world. Anyhow, the world, is it a mess, or do we perceive it as a mess? That's a good question. Sometimes we think the world is out of alignment and out of sorts and whatever, but it's not that it's out of sorts. It could be that our perceptions and our feelings and our emotions are things that are out of sorts. How we see things, how we project onto things, how we take things in. You know, I heard a very interesting quote yesterday. And, you know, sometimes when people are not in alignment with your feelings and your emotions, just tell them this: I can see you are living there. Have a good life. And, you know, I heard that and I was like, wow, that's like to the point. You know, it's like, you're in my life, you're part of my world, we're part of the world, but you know what? You really don't dictate my world unless I allow you to dictate my world. If I allow you to feel the emotions and the things that I'm going through. So that's kind of where we're at, right? Either we are affected by our external things, the internal things inside of us, whatever we take inside, whatever we're moving around in our head, whatever our emotions are occurring through our body, and all the traumas and all the things that have affected us through our lives, if they take over, then who's really in control? That's a good question. Are we all out of control? I don't know. Maybe we're all just where we need to be in this moment right now. We're where we have to be. We have to feel with the pains. We have to feel the emotions. We have to feel the things that are happening to us. Why? Because that's part of our journey. That's part of our destiny. That's part of infinite love and gratitude. That's part of, you know, ho'oponopono. That's part of, you know, matakuyasen, aho, irisikwi, all the things that, you know, that I talk about and the things that you talk about. A lot of you are in the metaphysical world, metaphysical community. We have to do better. I have to do better to understand that we are always on stage, that we are always looked at, and people are watching what we do and how we behave, what we say, what we do. But we're humans, remember that. Don't forget that you're a human being. Light workers, do not forget that your body, your spirit, and your soul are all together in one big mechanism. There's no pieces and parts just floating outside of itself. Even when you're floating outside your body in an astral projection period of your life, you're still tethered to your body. So, I guess my point, my gist of my message today, and the mind of Iggy, the shorts that I do, is just be the best version of yourself. Be the best version of who you can be. You know? Do what you can with the skills and the things you have. Appreciate that everybody is different. Appreciate that every human being that walks this earth is like a different star in space. Some won't align with you. Some will be as bright as you. Some won't be as bright as you. Some will be just very gently glow. Some will be so bright you can't even see or step into their sphere of influence or be part of the circle. And some are so gentle that they just want to be part of your circle. So the message today is just be you. You've heard that before. It's nothing new. Just be you. And how hard is it to just be you? It can be very difficult to be you. It can be very hard to be Iggy Garcia. It can be hard to be Angie, Terry, everybody who pops up on the screen. It can be hard to be anybody in any given moment. But do unto others as you want done to you, right? Treat people right, and they'll treat you right. You know, that's something that it just rolls around my head a lot here lately, especially when I watch other people's engagements and relationships and how people are moving and navigating through this journey called life, this thing that we are moving through. That some people find themselves in some really strange situations just because of what rolls around in here in their head. Because it all starts in here. in our minds, and it works into our heart, into our spirit, into our soul, and then it manifestly works outside to the world. And then we get what we put out. And sometimes we're nice, right? And then someone comes by and goes, oh, you're an asshole. It's not really about you, but it feels like it is sometimes. It feels like you did something. It feels like something happened. What happened? What did I trigger in that person? You triggered the thing that they lack. They see your gentle and kindness. They lack the gentle and kindness. So it annoys them. It bothers the crap out of them that they can't be gentle and nice for one moment to another person, let alone to themselves. So we see a lot of this, especially in the world today. Blame that guy. Blame this guy. Blame that guy. Question God. I question God. I ask questions of God because I'm a human being. That's what we do. We question. But we have to just kind of let things develop sometimes. Sometimes we force things. We want things to become a certain way. And we want things to just be how we want them to be, like right now. If you be right now how you want to be, then the things around you will be easier. Oh, but Iggy, it's so hard. You don't understand. I'm in this relationship, and she's an ass. He's an ass, and he treats me wrong. I hear you. Bunch of little wounded kids hanging out. Can't get over their shit. Why? I don't know. Point is, you have choice, you have control. You have control. You have choice. But sometimes we won't make those decisions. We won't go into that place because we just don't feel it, or we don't want to do the work. A lot of us won't do the work. So do the work. What does that mean, Iggy? What does it mean to do the work? Examine yourself, who you are as a human being, what you're doing on this planet, what you do every day. What's your purpose in life? What do you really want to accomplish while you're here? Because I'm going to tell you, my son told me, the referee told him, one guy who works for him, for his company, goes, Dante, let me tell you something. You're going to be dead longer than you are going to be alive. So try to enjoy life to the best of its fullest. But yet we still don't do it. He's right. We will be in the ground much longer, in the earth much longer than we are in this physical form. We may return, we may come back, depending on what your belief system is, depending where you resonate, depending what aligns you, whatever moves you. I don't know what moves you. I don't know what aligns you. I don't know what your beliefs are. But if you believe that it's one and done, wouldn't you want to do stuff right now? Wouldn't you want to move forward and get into a place where you're in not perfect alignment, because there's no such thing, but in an alignment where you're happy and where you're just going, wow, I really needed this today. We suffer for no reason sometimes. And sometimes our suffering is what makes us better and stronger. But there's times where we don't really need to suffer. We really don't need to put ourselves in the shit can, but we do. And then we work our way out, and then somebody pulls us out, and we're like, oh, you help me, you save me. No. You really have to do the work. I have to do the work every single day, every single moment, every single opportunity I get. I have the right. I have the choice to be either angry, pissed off, sad, or whatever, mad. If I see a homeless person, I have a choice to look the other way and walk away. If I see a pair of shoes, I have the desires to go buy them, and I will. If I want to eat or not eat, I have that choice. If I want to invite my friends out, I have that choice. If I want to stay in my room and locked away, that's my choice. So in the end, it's about us. Believe it or not, it may sound crazy, but we're 100% responsible for what happens in our life. And what we put in here. What we move around here. Everything begins in your mind. Everything manifests in your brain. Everything moves through your core of your spirit and your soul into your heart. This brain to this brain, the heart brain to this brain, when they connect and when they unify, yeah. But many of us won't do the work. Why? You have your reasons. Some days I want to do the work, some days I don't. And that's it, my friends. You have the choice. Some of us call it free will. Some of us call it whatever you want to call it. The point is, you know what? If your life sucks, and your life's in a place where you don't like it, what are you going to do? You can't blame Trump. You can't blame Biden. You can't blame Russia. You can't blame God. You can't blame anything, right? Now, on the godly thing, that's a whole different story, but we'll talk about that later, because that's a whole different ball game. But you can't blame another human. Oh, Iggy, I don't agree with you. I don't care. I didn't ask you if you're agreeing with me. I'm just saying, hey, get your ass out of bed, go to work, do what you got to do, go play, go have fun, do the things that you want to do. Don't procrastinate, okay? Because that's easy to do. Go out and enjoy the world to the best of your ability. Some days you just want to hang out and watch Netflix all day. That's fine. Do it. Just make sure you're in center and you're where you need to be, not where somebody else wants to put you. We allow people to put us in these places sometimes where we don't want to be. If you want to go to breakfast at one place and you say, I want to go there. If they want to join you, fine. But then remember, you have to too sometimes understand that other human beings are going to do the same thing to you. Well, I'm going to go there. If you want to hang out with me, then you have to make a choice. Because that's what humans do. We love to dance. We love to play. We love to see what buttons we can push. We love to engage. Humans need distractions. Humans need excitement. We need love. We need to be caressed and hugged. And right now, during the pandemic, we're having these moments where people are freaking out. People are having a hard time because they haven't had human interaction. They haven't had touch. They haven't had love. They haven't had the freedoms to do what they wanted to do. Yeah, but we have to do all the right things. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But we're living with this. It's part of who we are. It's part of what our life is now. We embrace it or we don't. It's like we have the measles, the mumps, we have all these other diseases, and we've embraced it, and we move on, and we're moving forward with it. They haven't gone away. These other diseases haven't disappeared and just went someplace magical in a magical land of disease world. No. So, the pandemic, these COVID-19 and all these other things, the flu every year has different strands rolling around in America, in the whole world, killing people. We can't be afraid, people. Fear will totally knock you out. If you're afraid that you're going to die because you're going to walk out that door, you most likely may contract something because of the fear that you create in your body and the fear you create in your mind. I'm not saying don't wear a mask. I'm not saying don't do it, but don't stop living. Don't quit. Don't give up. Why in the heck would you stop living? Because, you know, there was a time when cavemen used to go and say, well, you don't want to go outside because we might get eaten by the saber-toothed tiger. We might get eaten by the predator. But you know what? Eventually they had to step out. They had to hunt. They had to eat. So they formed tribes. They formed community. They became stronger. They worked together. They hunted together. So the animals wouldn't attack them anymore in the capacity they used to. We as humans must not stop living. The moment we stop living, the moment we keep living in fear and inundate ourselves in our minds and pollute our minds every day with this news that everything is wrong with the world, that everything is bad, that we have to be fearful, that we totally have to be like these complicit, compliant people, it's over. It's over. Until you decide it's not. So if you're fearful that you're going to die because you're going to walk out that door, your chances have risen. Because in your mind, you've created the reality of that is truth. You've created that. You've embedded every ideal into your body and every core of your system. That if you walk out the door, you might come back. Shit. You might walk out the door and get hit by a car. Don't stop living just because somebody tells you that shit's happening out in the world. Get real, people. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do this or do that, or we shouldn't protect ourselves. I never said that. I just said stop living in fear. Stop being fearful of what may or may not happen. Trust me, you're not meant to be here forever. You're a mortal being, not immortal. You will succumb to something or someone or something. So live, man. Why in the heck would you be so scared of something? Number one, you can't see. Number one, you don't know if it does. You don't even know if you can even get it. But everybody's so fearful. My uncle died of it. One of my friends died of it. Many of my friends have died. But they didn't stop living. They kept going. And they kept doing the things they did. And that's the legacy they leave behind. That they weren't afraid. Yeah, maybe they were afraid when they got to the point where they had to say goodbye. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not saying that whatever's out there is not a real thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't live in fear. Enough is enough. The TV inundates us every day with all the deaths of everybody who dies, but they never inundate us with the numbers of all the people who've survived and all the people who have made it, all the people who've broken through that threshold. The news spins us all the crap, and we buy it like candy and fat. My mother-in-law watches that TV like, oh my God, look at all the people who die. You know, I'm like, turn that crap off, man. Well, anyhow, that's the mind of Iggy. That's where my mind is today. 15-minute shorts. So, guys, just live your life. Because you only have one incarnation in this physical body. You may have other incarnations later, but in this incarnation, I'm Iggy Garcia. I am the person who is here now. Who knows what happens in the next lifetime? I may be a woman. I may be a man. Regardless. In this incarnation, I'm once. And once it's done, it's over. The only legacy that I will find is maybe one day when I turn on YouTube and go, that guy looks familiar. Wouldn't that be funny? All of a sudden you go, wow, who's that guy? I really align with that guy's thinking. Listen, if you've been here before, you will see yourself again. We are all one. All my relations, we are all part of it. When this planet blows up one day, and it will, we will all go with it. All the bodies buried in the ground, all the ashes cremated, all the whatever. We all go. Okay? So whatever happens, we become this new incarnation. We become this new thing. We would just become part of the universe. Everything will be scattered throughout infinity. And you will continue. And you may just continue in a different form. But live. False evidence appearing real. Come on. Come on. People. Me, Iggy. Listen to yourself, Iggy. Live. And like this video, I don't know the lady. I have to quote her, though. I will quote her. I can see you are living there. Have a good life. Take care. Ho'oponopono matakuyasin. And I'll talk to you guys later. Irisikwi. What is above is below. Ho'oponopono. Peace and love. It's good to be here. It is good to be here. That's the way we need to live life. Knowing that it's good to be here. I'll see you guys next time on my podcast later on. Talk to you soon.